Bright Falls, the present day.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
Great.
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well,
Perfect.
then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the
Here's
image of
hoping.
a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
Are your massive fish or somebody else's?
I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you.
Interesting.
Are you a fishing man, Mr. Wake?
Not really.
Doesn't really matter, I suppose. But it can be very relaxing out there. You can't get me off the water this time of year. Closest thing to heaven.
I'll take your word for it, Doc.
Glad somebody has something like that during all this. Although I guess I am the only one currently experiencing, quote-unquote, all this, so... Guess just look at anybody for a nice dose of reality.
Just go down the corridor.
Thank you. Just looking around, making sure I didn't miss anything. Even if there's not a thermos for me to collect, there's probably something.
The lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant. The bulbs will need changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Very good. I'll come back later on to remind you, just in case.
Weren't you supposed to be here
Mr.
last
Wake?
week?
The sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor.
Will do. Thank you.
That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
You know,
She'd fit
lights.
right in where I come from.
Darkness. Lot of darkness.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stucky's gas station with Thornton. There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we've located the brake float. It's here. That's some good news, right? Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsals today. Over.
Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really thrashed the garage. Over.
Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. Jane's out.
Hey, yeah, Stucky, he's fine. He's fine, I promise. Perfectly fine.
This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now. My wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
Well, that's perfectly normal, not morbid at all. Glad that's just here in the police station.
The sheriff wants to see you in her office, Mr. Wake.
I know, can I just leave instead?
Alice was missing. I needed help to find her. I wasn't ready to leave.
Guess not. Alan making me stay here. Missing, Richard Bow, Bruce Dansky, Jacob Miller. On a camping trip, overdue, haven't been in contact. If you have seen them or know their whereabouts, please call 555-9932. Thank you. Uh-oh. Were those guys some of the people I was, having a friendly conversation with a flashlight and revolver with last night?
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Thank you.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
All right, well, somebody has a death wish.
Can I help you with
Hopefully he's
anything?
living.
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there. He's one of our regulars.
I thought he quit drinking for good.
Oh, no such luck. He went on a bender and beat Danny pretty badly.
Ooh.
He started shouting like that the moment he woke up.
That's not good. Sorry,
you can get
bud.
to the back lot through that door and down the corridor, Mr. Wake.
Thank you.
The deputies, they don't understand. They won't listen to me. I need it to be bright in here.
Yeah, I kind of feel that, bud. I got you.
Thank you, man, thank you. Hey, you're all right. You're a good guy. Don't let anybody tell you different. You know, I shouldn't even be in here. The cops, they got it all wrong. See?
Do they now?
Sure. I beat him up, but I wasn't drunk. I mean, I wasn't drunk at the time.
That feels worse.
Got drunk afterward.
That
Okay,
that feels like
listen,
it's worse.
You gotta listen carefully now.
Okay.
Here's the kicker. That wasn't Danny. No, sir. It only looked like him. You wanna know who it really was?
Yeah, huh?
I'll tell you who it really was. It was a goddamn space alien!
Right.
Something a drunk would say, but believe me, I wasn't drunk then.
Yep, sure. Completely believe you. Why is this here?
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
I'm sorry, what? I forgot about that little tidbit.
The early morning
fucking
light
waiting?
hurt my
Ow.
eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
But first, a little music.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and
No shit.
it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's
Seriously?
The big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
I'm sorry, but this is normal? None of that feels normal. Let alone what's actually happening here. Junker.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station.
I'm
There was
aware.
something for me in an abandoned car.
Alan, I know what I'm doing. Please, trust me. Or don't. I don't care. Either way, we're going to do what I want to do. Yep. Damn, you just fucking shattered that shit. Alright. Oh no.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall in the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
Portents of things.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
I'm a kill a bitch.
Ow, thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. Oh, I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Al, what the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to
Pull
meet
the lever,
Alice's
Wake.
kidnappers.
Why give me a lever if I'm not allowed to pull it? Why is it here then? Maybe for later. Hopefully for later, because I want to pull that lever so bad. It's all pullable. It's just right there. How you doing, bud?
A
Okay.
writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Hey, Alan, why are we on TV talking like a madman?
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable little outing. They are not accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Tor and
Oh,
Odin
those
never
two
caused any trouble
brothers.
to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
Indeed. All we can do is to slow down the progress of their dementia.
Why don't I trust you?
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Wrong
Did you set
answer,
something
buddy.
up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey! Oh my! Take it easy.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent.
Barry!
If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
Let's go, Barry.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
You know, you and me both, Barry. Not gonna lie.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Bad?
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him!
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Barry.
Who's Max?
How the fuck should I know? I'm missing
What
a
an
week.
airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you.
Oh, you're kidding. Nobody needs
And
that.
she was very helpful when I was looking for you. Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car? Just listen to yourself.
Yeah, I did.
You shot a guy?
Yep.
And his body just disappeared?
Multiple
When was the last
times.
time you slept? Are you high?
Barry, do you fucking think I'm high? Yeah, no, never mind. Don't
Have
answer
you been
that
drinking?
question.
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do you
and everything's just...
understand what it sounds like when you
Bucktooth
say
Charlie,
stuff like
Colombian
that?
Mammoth.
Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
I'm getting a ticket to the funny farm? Dude, do you see how you're dressed? You should be headed there. Skeleton of a Colombian mammoth, Mammothus columbi. This specimen, estimated to be 14,000 years old, was recovered from the La Brea tar pits in 1981. It was donated to the Elderwood National Park in 1998 when the Colombian mammoth became Washington's state fossil. Named Bucktooth Charlie, it has since become the park's official mascot. Yeah, good for him. Love that for you, Charlie. Cougar, grizzly, alright. What do you got for me?
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes.
Son of bitches.
Hell, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky.
Well,
Max
that's
is
good
still
at least.
groggy from the shot I gave him, and I'd rather not leave him alone just yet. The form's on the desk across from the mammoth skeleton.
Yeah, I'll get it. I was just waiting for you to be done talking. Feel bad for the pooch.
Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster.
We
You
got
gotta
no
talk to the
choice.
cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing. Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha! Let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
Yeah, Once it stops being real, I'll quit. Sound good? Great. Now shut up, Barry.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Thank you, Rusty. Feel better,
If you have any
Max.
trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that. Oh, and hey,
Got
if
it.
you take a walk in the woods, watch your steps so you don't end up like Max. I guess I'm a little worried. We got a bunch of campers out there we haven't heard from. It's not like these people are on a schedule, but with the traps, well, you know. I just don't want any trouble.
Right, thanks.
So this is where the campers are going missing from.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air.
Yes!
A guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms.
I'm not going through this with you again,
wearing
Barry.
white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on. I mean, okay. Okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
You don't say.
Thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller.
What kind?
What would you
There's
think
a
if it was
big
me?
mammoth one right there.
There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York. Your choice.
Uh-huh. That's what I thought. And I'm not going up there with a gun. I'm going up there with multiple guns.
Crazy talk, Al. Al? Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
You'll be fine.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be Deliverance all over again.
Alright, Barry. Just don't cough, sneeze your lungs out.
Trying to kill me. I'll bet there's mold in here, spores, poison ivy, God knows what.
No.
This is so not worth a 15% commission.
Yes, it is. Relax. I'm not paying you more. Alright, I think that's my exit, so we gotta check everything. No, all lights on always. Did we learn nothing, Alan? Alright. Search around, make sure. I don't want to miss anything on the second go around. Bad enough if I missed it on the first go. Why is the back door locked? Seems kind of arbitrary. Whatever. Not my monkey. That's the most useless well. You do slow down. We don't have a proper stamina gauge, but we do have stamina.
Wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Locking the door now.
Great. Thanks, Barry. Alright, we just have the revolver. Well, better than nothing, I'll give it that. It's actually very effective. I don't know why I'm being mean to the revolver.
Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed.
Great. Tell me we were being watched the whole damn time?
Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest.
I mean, sure, but I would still like the car.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
I mean, that's fair. Didn't even flinch, just in the middle of a conversation with the sheriff. Alright, so down the mountain, get to the nature trails, and then get back. Easy. First, a little radio.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, What's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage. No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that, you know.
Makes sense,
Tell
makes
me
sense.
about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Yes, exactly, Bat. But I'm going to check out the parade, of course. And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
Ooh.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution.
Oh, yeah. It's my kind of exercise.
Now, Doc, seriously, you're in pretty good shape, though. You're the outdoors type. I know
This
for a
is
fact
true.
you're an avid fisherman.
That's
Did
right.
find that.
Matter of fact, just caught a heck of a largemouth bass early this morning.
But you're not taking part in the fishing contest?
No, not this year. See, Pat, I'm just not that competitive anymore. Now I just like to take my time and enjoy the peace of it. It's no fun
Makes
if I
sense,
need to
makes
worry about
sense.
what I'm catching, you know?
Well, considering your track record, the participants are probably pretty happy you feel that way.
Well, Pat, that's kind of you to say.
They're adorable. Nicest part of this whole thing. And I'm not just saying that because the rest of this is a goddamn nightmare hellscape. Different kind of hellscape than I've played so far, though. Except for Control, maybe. Very different hellscape from any of the Dark Pictures games. I'm fucking sorry. You want to come out and say that to my face? Anyone home? Your trailer's nice. Okay, well, ignoring the fact that the birds definitely just phased through a roof, none of this feels good, per se. Hey, but the TV's working, which means we get to watch some Night Springs.
Crime and punishment.
We love Night Springs.
Cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs. Tonight's episode: The Man in the Mirror.
Oh.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one.
So, you're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
Had it coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took a kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh?
Not really,
Maybe
no.
You're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face?
Well, you must have hated it.
Why is that a
You really went to
question?
town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game. But the white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty.
Oh.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark. Believe me.
The fuck is wrong with you, my guy?
You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry.
So... Oh... Don't love that. Really gotta work on their endings, I think. First one was great. This one's just a little, strange. I don't think the lights work in here anymore, guys. Alright. Guess that's enough wasting time. Hey. Fuck off! Fucking birds. They know. They understand what they did. They know. Manuscript. Manuscript. Give me that fucking manuscript. Oh.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
Damn.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
As it should. Alright, Alan, you ready to start some shit? Because we're getting close to that point, if I remember correctly. Bird. Or we can read another page. That is also fine.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave.
Great.
Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. "Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page."
Great. Well, whatever happens next, it feels like it's our fault.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
Rusty!
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me!
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that, don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Looking for more entertainment? Check out my Twitch, link in the description below. Or you can find your way back to this corner of the void. Either way, I'll be waiting.